we're all, smart sages now. We've all gone through, a historic pandemic and all the different side effects of it. What have we learned? What lessons have we learned?
Yeah, so, my sense is that whatever lessons we learned, we are going to revert in short order to prior process, right? Like, for example, right now, companies are placing orders 12 months out for, so the EMS guys have a window that they've never had before. They've got great visibility. We're going to lose that, once this is all kind of blown over. And the lessons that we should have learned, I think, are going to be fleeting. So what I think should happen is OEMs, and sorry for, I'm going to offend some people here, but OEMs should look harder at bringing assembly back in-house. I think they have to. And the idea that manufacturing companies will happily share all the access to their internal systems with outside customers and vendors, that's only going to last until the first well-publicized hack. Window into the factory and vice versa, and you can see down to the line level and the component level and all the rest of that stuff is only going to work until, some bad actor, whether it's, I'm not going to name countries, but we know who they are, or just, some other competitive company.
Let's put them in alphabetical order. Let's start with C.
Yeah, right. We're going to figure out who's building for whom, and it's not that hard to know that, and they're going to break into that assembler system. And then from there, they're going to have all the information that they need to duplicate the product or just wreak havoc all over the assembly line. And there's no reason they couldn't do that to the fabricator as well, but they'd learn less because they wouldn't have access to the BOM and things like that. So I truly think, this is my wild ass guess, but I truly think that OEMs are going to wake up and realize that, forget the manufacturing flow advantage for a moment where they can go from design to assembly, more seamlessly because they're all on the same relative roof. But just for the sake of supply chain management and for IP security, they are often better off building in-house. And, Apple kind of sort of already does this, right? Its Foxconn plants aren't technically Apple plants, but they may as well be. We're already kind of seeing this work in the other direction on the grandest scale of all. I mean, Foxconn is becoming more like an OEM every day. So, if anybody can get that aircraft carrier to turn, if any single company can do it, that's Foxconn.
I did find a good tagline to advertise the show: Mike Buetow's wild ass guess. That's to quote you. That's it. We've got it. We've got it.
My takeaway from the pandemic is it's probably not going to be very popular, but I would think we need to get a better handle on the track, trace and control apps, so that next time round we don't have to go through all the lockdowns and ridiculous things that we've had to go through and the disruption to business. Because there's nothing surer if this is going to happen again sometime, and it might be a lot more virulent next time round. I honestly think the way that Taiwan did it was I think the best model that I saw. We should get ahead of the game and be ready for it next time.
I'll take a little different angle on this. I think, especially, and I'll speak mostly for business in the United States, the prominence of kind of the shareholder model, and that rose to prominence here, has been kind of started to be questioned over the last few years anyway. And there's a return to kind of the whole stakeholder idea where it's, stakeholders, all of them, right? Stakeholders are customers, suppliers, employees, investors, hell, even the communities in which these companies operate, right? They're all stakeholders in the success of that business. Years ago, and maybe we have Milton Friedman to thank for this, the whole shareholder theory rose in prominence, right? Everything that a company does has to be for the benefit of those shareholders, of those owners, primarily. And that impacted a lot of things, frankly, that we've touched on here today. The ability to invest in new equipment in your own company is impacted. Those decisions, at least, that decision-making process. How you're hiring, right? How you're rewarding people, all of those things become. So I see an outcome of this, I think, as a much needed kind of return to more of a stakeholder, where we're looking at a more balanced view of the business rather than just, everything's for the benefit of the shareholders. I know Wall Street loves that, but I think the outcome of this pandemic is that it's going to be much more holistic moving forward.
I think CEOs have had to take that stakeholder approach, Eric, so you're absolutely right there. Completely agree with Trevor on the thing of track and trace, and that kind of leads me to my conclusion that I regularly have, which is, whilst technology is often the problem, I think it can definitely be the solution.
Join us on the second and fourth Tuesday of each month for new episodes of Reliability Matters.